taking on the Minnesota Vikings. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Here's the punter, Sam Martin, now ready to get us started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State. The former Spartan, it's Kirk Cousins.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
And I think we'll see a renewed sense of urgency out of this team this week because they have to make sure they don't waste this homestand. They had a home game last week, lost it. Now they've got the second straight. They've got to take advantage of it, get a win before they head out on the road.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Going down the middle, and it's complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. To throw, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. Second from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
Theories abound. People have opinions. But too often for this team this season, it's been the big play that's done them in.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll throw again. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And they'll get this down to the 10. 15 yards on the play. First down.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing, so things aren't...
And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Now, this is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
Wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
They're hoping to get rid of that interception bug. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Here's Johnson, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in this 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd down. Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. Cook, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
through
now they have that opportunity.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. And the head coach turned to the offensive coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 16 carries, 71 yards.
He's having a nice season, and he knows where he ranks in the league. Don't ever let a running back tell you that they don't know that. They do. So what he's doing now is lobbying the offensive coordinator all week long. Hey, how about a few more touches? He's one big game away from maybe leading the league.
They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. He's going to look deep down the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Back out is Matthew Stafford in the Lions offense. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
On 2nd down, Johnson. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they're looking at 3rd and 2 coming up. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The numbers for Johnson in last week's game, very, very strong, well over 100 yards.
He should get the ball early and often here, too. I mean, when you're riding the performance of last week into this game, his confidence level has to be off the charts. Go ahead and keep feeding him.
On 2nd down and 4, Stafford, catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. First reception for him, and remember, he leads the NFL in that category here in this first month. Also has a 1st down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
No, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On first down, it's Johnson. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, Stafford. Johnson's got it complete. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle. On 3rd down, Stafford. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to bring up the 4th down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And the 13-year man puts it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So here are the Vikings to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Cousins now. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Matt Wild now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. On the return, here's Agnew. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because Number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. If they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Blue 60! Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
From the gun on third down, Stanford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Here we go.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
On second down, it's Johnson. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. A shotgun snap for Stanford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series. So those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Third and short yardage, Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing is Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
The Vikings on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Under pressure here, and down he goes. sack back at about the 43-yard line. Trey Flowers able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Our first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from Green Bay. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Russell Wilson, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore. Or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Come on.
Stafford now to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Stafford looks to throw again.
That's very
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. A throw on the quick slant going to be complete. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. First down, here's the run with Cook. The tackle made there by Jared Davis. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Cousins to throw it. The open man is Smith. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 20-yard line.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
second down now. It's Cook. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. On third down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. They'll run with Cook. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. On second down, this is Madison. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Third and goal for Cousins. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Gano the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Gano now.